Hello, Internet. I'm back at it again with some tech news, and this is actually kind of car news, kind of tech news, YouTube news, whatever you want to call it. And this is kind of continuing the trend of the last video being about cars and be liking cars and things of that nature. But this also really impacts YouTube as a general discussion too. So the whole thing is I like to watch a lot of YouTube in general. I watch YouTube as my main kind of entertainment besides video games and such. And I do really like cars, and there are a few car channels I do really enjoy watching for either like review purposes or for just general entertainment, or like there's some podcast stuff here and there too that I think is interesting. But uh, there's quite a few like kind of big car YouTube channels, and it seems like a lot of people have been just quitting the channels, and not like it's not like a YouTuber quitting in the sense of what we had a few months ago of YouTubers who are just quitting and like they're taking a break or whatever. But these are like big companies, so the hosts or the kind of, I guess, talent, on-screen talent, or quitting. And I'll bring up this article from The Verge again. And this is like, I wasn't even looking for this on The Verge, but I'd watched a few videos recently about people quitting donut per se. And I saw this article, and then I saw this video from this guy Auto who also worked at Donut, but he was kind of a more behind the scenes guy as a writer and kind of idea man. But it seems like a lot of people are leaving at around the same time, and a lot of them aren't really. It's not like some big scandal. It's not like people are like super fed up or like this is like horrible. We're all gonna mass quit because the work conditions are horrible. It's not really that. So it feels kind of, I don't know, weird. It's there's some reasons behind it. I'm gonna go into the reasons in just a second, but it's like they're all kind of doing it at the same time. It seems like it's not just like a little wave of here and there. This guy decides to leave there. This guy decides to leave there. So the overall timing of it, I find, is interesting, and I'm not exactly sure why. It might just be a coincidence, but because a lot of these channels were bought, and this is going into some of the reasons, were bought a few years ago by different investment companies. And this has happened for more than just car YouTube channels. This has happened for other channels across YouTube as well. What happens is some guys will have great ideas, they'll have great creative things, and they'll start making videos, they start doing super well. These investment companies will come in and like, all right, this is a business now, we're gonna buy it, we're gonna put some other management in here. And that happens a lot. And if you know anything about business, that kind of is very different from you just having a YouTube channel and making whatever you want to make. So you're adding usually what will happen is people will come in, and this guy explains it very well because I think he was also he experienced it firsthand. But he was, or these investment companies will buy the YouTube channels, then they'll put in some other management stuff in the top to kind of make sure that they're making money, and because that's what they want to do, they need to make money. That's why they're whole buying the channel too. But what I think a lot of these guys are experiencing is that they're doing their own thing, they're making really successful stuff, they're making really cool content. Then they have all this bloat at the top, managerial wise, that they got to go through. And for me, I'm lucky enough. I don't have I have maybe one or two people that approve my videos, and I'm kind of used to it at this point. I kind of came into it knowing that. So it's a little different for someone like me. I work for a company that's also not incredibly big, and I don't have to answer to too many people. But these guys are in channels and in companies that it's such a shift. They're not used to, or what they knew changes, and they're having to answer to more corporatized ways of working, and it's very bloated a lot of the times. There's a lot of upper management, and they're cutting production budgets and asking them to do more for less, and trying to play it safe all the time, not really make risks. So that's why a lot of these people are leaving and kind of wanting to do their own thing so that they can go in, kind of just do what they were used to doing in the past, and also getting the rewards from it. Because another part of it is they don't really get them. They're getting their salary, which is great, but they don't reap any rewards in that sense either. So I think it's really interesting that this is happening specifically with all the car channels at once. I wonder if they're all owned by similar companies or the same company, or maybe it's just a timing thing. But this happened to other channels too, like Smosh was probably, this is probably the most known channel for this to happen to. And Smosh had a similar thing where they were making their own content, doing their own thing, and then they were bought out and it just wasn't the same anymore. And then they ended up losing excuse me, they ended up, like, that other company that bought them ended up going out of business, so they ended up losing all their channel and everything anyways. So it's just interesting, the whole sphere of having a YouTube channel, then selling it, then keep trying to do it the same way, and those changes and expectations and things of that sort. So yeah, very interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you think this is a coincidence, if you think that this is something like, I don't know, a walkout or whatever. I don't really think it's that. It might be just some sort of weird timing, but yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.